emails show Bear Stearns cheated clients out of billions. So, former Bear Stearns mortgage executives who now run mortgage divisions of Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Ally Financial have been accused of cheating and defrauding investors through the mortgage securities they created and sold while they were working at Bear Stearns. According to emails and internal audits, JP Morgan had known about this fraud since the spring of 2008, but hid it from the public through legal maneuvers. But last week, a lawsuit filed in 2008 by mortgage insurer Ambac Assurance Corporation against Bear Stearns and JP Morgan was unsealed. The lawsuits supporting emails going back to as far as 2005 highlight Bear traders telling their superiors that they were selling investors like Ambac a, quote, sack of.
Well, yeah, it's right after they tried smoking it. Then they just sold it.
Apparently, they knew that all of the mortgages in these mortgage-backed securities were fraudulent, bogus, likely to default.
Yes.
So they knew they were a sack of excrement, as they call it. After funneling these misrepresented loans with Ambac's insurance, they then, according to the lawsuit, implemented a trading strategy to profit from Ambac's potential demise by shorting banks with large exposure to Ambac-insured securities. And again, these are in email correspondence that they were shorting these banks just after they sold it.
So it's like they get their employees to take out life insurance, and then they kill them. Or they take out fire insurance on your house, then they burn it down. They take out insurance against the mis-selling of these securities, and then they make huge bets against it. This is the problem. This is why the American economy is being destroyed, is because the banks are what I call suicide bankers. They're pathologically ill. They're Lloyd Blankfein, Jamie Dimon, these guys. They are sick. They are kleptocrats. They're murderers. They're financial assassins. And this is a typical story exactly as we described it here. They game the system. They game the legal system. And everyone is in on it. The rating agencies knew about this. Fitch and Moody's, they knew about it. They committed fraud. The investment banks knew about it. They committed fraud. The Justice Department and under Bush and under Obama, they know about it. They're committing fraud on a daily basis.
Regarding this story here, recall that it's very similar to the Goldman Sachs AIG deal. And we saw this and we covered this here on the Kaiser Report a few months ago, where Senator Carl Levin was questioning Goldman Sachs, including Lloyd Blankfein, and he was asking about emails in which they also used this same word of this excrement, this foul word, this four-letter word, for their deals that they were knowingly selling to their clients. Did anything ever come of that? Were they ever prosecuted? Were they ever charged with fraud? No, it was all just like their sort of language.
Boy, that Timberwolf was one shitty deal. You sold Timberwolf after as well.
We did trades after that.
Yeah. Boy, that Timberwolf was one shitty deal. Oh, of course. But they don't know it's a... You didn't tell them you thought it was a shitty deal.
Well, I didn't say that.
No. Who did? Your people, internally. You knew it was a shitty deal, and that's what your email shows. July 1, 2007, tells the sales force the top priority is Timberwolf. Your top priority to sell is that shitty deal. Okay, you're trying to sell a shitty deal, and it's your top priority. Come on, Mr. Sparks.
Well, Mr. Chairman,
should Goldman Sachs be trying to sell, and by the way, it sold it, a lot of it, after that date. Should Goldman Sachs be trying to sell a shitty deal?
Well,
can you answer that one? Can you answer that one, yes or no? If you can't give a clear answer to that one, Mr. Sparks, I don't think we're going to get too many clear answers from you.
But I thought perhaps because there is so much of this being sold and packaged by banks, perhaps we could reclassify this as manufacturing. And they could be the world's largest dealer of fertilizer, for example, around the world.
Mm-hmm. Fecal securities, fecal-backed securities. Well, basically, when you put, let's say, Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan, and Lloyd Blankfein of Goldman Sachs into a room, they crap in each other in their underwear. Then they rip that out, and then they sell to each other for a fee. And then when it turns out that what they sold, which was the basis for the entire collateral of the American economy, turns out to be nothing but the fecal matter of Jamie Dimon and Lloyd Blankfein, and their banks are threatened with insolvency, they then get Hank Paulson, who was at Goldman Sachs, then was working at the Treasury, to go down in front of Congress, put a gun in front of their head and said, either give us $750 billion, we're going to blow up your economy, we're going to threaten martial law. So they've got the goons, they've got the fecal matter security sellers, they've got the compromised legal precedents. There's no rule of law. It's a kleptocracy. And they sell poo-poo with each other, and they call that, and that's the economy. American economy is based on selling poo-poo from one bank to another for fees, and then when it's too much poo-poo in the system, they declare bankruptcy and they mandate a bailout, which then it's like getting a clean underwear. What are they doing to clean underwear? Oh, that's more American securities. There's more America. There's more American securities. Let's sell them. Let's get another $1 billion bonus. Oh, I just made myself another bonus. That's what Wall Street's all about. It's just selling poo-poo. That's it. It's worth nothing.
Also, according to the article from Terry Buell, a public hearing is currently scheduled to be held by the New York State Assembly regarding whether legal action should be brought against banks for misleading insurers about mortgage-related securities.
Gee, I wonder. Well, Americans live in the sewer. I mean, that's financed by these banks that point to this sewer and sewage and say, that's a AAA-rated government-secured bond. You should be happy you're living in that AAA-rated government-secured sewer bond.
Boy, that was one shitty deal.
Oh, that's more American securities. I just made myself another bonus.